So, welcome everybody to this seminar on technology at its best. My name is Hans Jakob Bonnier. I'm the chairman of Swedish-Polish Chamber of Commerce, and I wish you very welcome. So, technology today is very much focused on IE. And what's AI? I mean, it's actually artificial intelligence, and everything is going to get smoother and better with artificial intelligence. We don't need. It's automatic. Everything is automatic. But we need fewer people to do more. And today in Svenska Dagbladet there was an article saying AI is not about tech, it's about people. Fewer people will do less. No, fewer people will do more. So there is not room enough for everybody, which is interesting. The question is, what can AI not do? AI, what can AI not do? Well, it can do a lot of things, but there are certain things it cannot do. For example, well, in journalism, it cannot find the right angles to an article. It cannot find the right language or the right tone. That's still for people to do. If you take the example with Taylor Swift on stage, can only be done by Taylor Swift on stage. AI cannot sort of do that. Or a very good cook in the best restaurant, that cannot AI do either. So we should think, what cannot AI do? A philosopher with the name of Karl Marx, you probably know that name, said that when all essential things are done by machines, people can do fun things. In his mind, fun things in those days were hunt foxes or write poems. So we'll see what will happen. I'm still a believer in humans, in mankind. I think we are better than AI. Jacek.
Thank you very much, Hans Jakob. I still believe that there are some things that we can do that AI cannot do.
Very good.
Hopefully, you know, even if we automate everything, there will be something that is a human factor in our life, you know, maybe values. This is the answer to what's going to be left for us. Hopefully, AI is going to simulate some values and, you know, will not be only efficient and also remember about humanity as well. But that's another story. My name is Jacek Ziolkowski. I'm the vice chairman of the Swedish-Polish Chamber of Commerce. And before we start our regular seminar on technology, let me introduce to you a very special guest that we are having today. And as we talk about AI, about technology, about cross-border collaboration, I think it's worth remembering one simple truth, that behind every transformation, there are people. And behind every person, there's a story, there's a value, there's a truth. And our today's guest has dedicated his life highlighting exactly that, right? Charbel Gabro is a two-time winner of a Stura Tolar preset, and he's one of Sweden's most impactful voices on inclusion, cultural intelligence, and human connection. And Charbel is going to talk about his new project that he's launching right now, together with the Value-Based Institute and the Chamber. And this project is called 2 Minutes of Truth. Charbel Gabro.
Hey everyone. And you know, in Sweden, we don't dare to say hey to people, and then we ask ourselves, why are we so shy? My name is Charbel, and I have the last year give from myself to people. Why? Because I know how it is to be a refugee and have parents never go to school or to have some job, and therefore, when people and when the life gave me the second chance, I needed to give back to people. So what I'm doing is I talk about inclusion, diversity. I talk about stuff a lot of people around in Sweden or in Europe don't dare to talk about. And I do it as a public speaker, but I do it also when I meet people, young guys. A lot of people heard of them on the news. A lot of guys we maybe are afraid of when we see them in group. And it was me for 20 years ago. And I know that I have always been a good guy, good person, but I have not have the way how to be the best version of myself. And today with the Value-Based Institute, I have done this 2 minutes of truth. And if I will ask you, what's the best thing of you? I don't know if you're gonna have a good answer. Why? Because we have never trained of this simple question, the best thing of ourselves or our values. If we take all the business, all the money, and all the companies, what's the best thing of you? And when we dare to talk about this stuff with ourselves, it's easier to talk to people around us. Then we can make a lot of magic in our life, but also in Sweden, in Poland, and all the world. So I'm gonna meet some of you. Simple question. We're gonna just talk about love, not about AI or tech, because I can't anything about that. But I can a lot of things about the people behind tech and AI. So I'm so thankful for being here, and I'm so thankful for Eva who made this journey with me. And if you just need to know something, or if you have some questions, just talk to us. We're gonna be outside also. But again, I ask you, what's the best thing with you? And when you know that, it's easier for people around you to see the magic in your life, and you're gonna be like a star from your eyes. And that's my gift to you. Ask yourself, what's the magic with you? And yeah, I don't think we forgot anything else, huh? Okay, we say his lovely word, Yalla. Let's start this event today. Thank you.
Thank you for this inspiring introduction. My name is Per Magnusson. I'm a Swedish lawyer since many years in practicing law, but I have also been working a lot with Poland. So as a result, I've been very committed to this great Swedish-Polish Chamber of Commerce, and been working with Polish projects and advising clients over the past 30 years or so. I'm very honored to be here and happy to spend this afternoon together with you, and hope we will have inspiring talks and great discussions. And I couldn't help reflecting when I heard these initial thoughts from Hans Jakob about what can AI not do. And that reminded me of something I heard recently from a political scientist, Katarina Barling, when she reflected on AI. And she said there is room for another concept, which is not AI, but ÄO in Swedish, äkta omdöme, genuine assessment or judgment. And this is certainly something that AI cannot do. So we can supplement AI with ÄO in Swedish as äkta omdöme. And with that, I would also like to introduce my co-moderator today, Mariusz Kowalski, a good dear friend and colleague since many, many years from Warsaw. And we have worked a lot together over the years. And I'm happy to, again, be moderating an event here at the Chamber together with Mariusz. So, Mariusz.
Welcome, Mariusz Kowalski, Waterwalk Partners. I run this small marketing, business development and strategy advisory firm and work quite a bit with Per. And it will be my pleasure to be your co-moderator today. And just to reflect a little bit, we've heard both from Hans Jakob and Jacek about people. So there we go. Here comes the first presentation from Fredrik Hildebrand, who will talk about the topic that is really close to my heart, and I think it's really important. Namely, Fredrik, as future strategist and communication expert, will talk about technology at its best needs people at their best. Fredrik, the floor is yours.
Well, thanks for having me. As the co-moderator said, my name is Fredrik Hildebrand, and I will speak to you about people and tech and AI. And why should you listen to me? I am a proud ambassador for the Chamber, and I was the face for the Eurovision Song Contest in Sweden in 2004, wearing Richard Herrey's original golden boots. And I'm being followed by Britney Spears, Barack Obama, and Spotify at Twitter, or X, for those who prefer to call it X. And speaking about old people, this is the first car in New York. And this is like a very good image of how we resonate and how we adapt to new things. Because you can almost see the horses in front of the car, but there are no horses. But this is how we adapt to change. We take small steps and think that's enough. And we've been living in the industrial age for 300 years, so we know how to adapt and to move in that revelation. And then 30 years ago, the information age started, and we began to use internet. And we're used to that as well. But 3 years ago, we entered the intelligence age. And we're not as good in that age as of yet, but we will. And as you know, critical thinking takes a lot of time. And for you developers, you know that critical making also takes a lot of time. But when it comes to this AI race, the rich people, they are focusing on the critical making instead of the critical thinking. And therefore, we have seen lots of mishaps in the AI development. We have been racist AIs and bad models, etc. And as John Maeder at Microsoft says, the AI aren't very good at inclusive design because we aren't. So we need to shape up to make better digital and AI versions. And I have always said that we need humans in the loop when developing and using AI. But now, last week, Jacob Nielsen, which is like a Danish UX guru, he said that, okay, maybe we won't need humans in the loop because we are biased, we don't know everything. So in some examples, like for instance, how to analyze X-rays. AI systems are better on their own. But in creative business, we still need humans in the loop. And we need to learn how to speak machine. And remember, folks, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. So walk or run slowly. In this quick development in the intelligence age, I agree with Ian Beecroft that skill is the new data. And for you who hang on the internet, Google, last week they released the new skill platform where you can learn everything. So skill is the new data. And we need new skills, and we are going to have new skills. On the 20th century, it was like this. We studied for 22 years, and then we worked for 40 years, and we retired at 65. During those 40 years, we needed to change something. Perhaps we went to Cambridge and took an English class. I went from being a civil engineer to communicator, and that worked quite fine. Not now, because I'm between jobs. And what will happen now? As of today, the first 22 years we study. Now we will need to work for 45 years and retire at 70. But our skills, they need to be changed much more often. We need to learn new things. If you are on LinkedIn, you see all those certificates and new diplomas for developers. Developers are a good example of this because you need to learn new languages, new tools, and everyone will need to change their or have better skills in the future. Later this century, we will still study for 22 years, but then we need to work until we are 90. And during that time, our skills will need to be updated like every year. Because thanks to the fast development, medtech and everything, we will cure diseases and we will live longer, the longevity trend is coming, etc., etc. And many businesses say that we need to future-proof our businesses. That is a word that I don't like because we don't know what the future looks like. The thing we know is that we don't know. So therefore, I would like to quote my good friend Amy Webb from Future Today's strategy group, lean into uncertainty when you are designing things and when you're working things. So what will we work with? I would say that we don't need specialists anymore because we can have AI agents or language models that are specialists. So we need to be generalists. And I am a creative generalist. And I invite you all to be creative generalists. What is a creative generalist? Well, a creative generalist focuses on creativity and communication, because we need to communicate with both people and machines. And we also need to be curious, because sometimes AI systems tells us something very wonky and but that can be very creative and a new thing that we can work more upon. And we also need to be good at collaboration, both with machines and people, and we need to be good at critical thinking, because AI, they are like really good people pleasers. They want to give us a quick response and quick solutions, but they don't know what they're talking about. So we need to be critical thinking when we work with AI. But as my good friend Rohit says, the people who understand people win. So keep that in mind, and thanks for having me, and dzień dobry, and have a great afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Fredrik, for these valuable insights. So let me then introduce Jagoda Lazarek. Welcome on stage, and you're going to share with us some case studies on digital transformation in the AI era, and suggesting that every company is a gold mine. We look forward to hearing that. So, the floor is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Jagoda Lazarek, and I'm AI and Innovation Business Partner at Inwedo. I'm PhD in computer science, and I have helped companies in digital transformation for over 15 years. Today, I'd like to take you on a journey across several real digital transformation stories that prove one thing. Every company, regardless of industry or scale, is a gold mine. A gold mine of processes, knowledge, data, and opportunities that often remain hidden until the right tools bring them to light. In the age of AI, this gold mine has never been more accessible. For years, digital transformation meant moving from paper to digital, from offline to online, and from manual to automated. But that era is behind us. We are entering a new paradigm, one where organizations shift from simply storing data to understand it, from reacting to events to predicting them, and from human-only work to human plus AI partnership. What's most important is that AI doesn't replace people, it augments them. It frees teams from repetitive tasks and lets them focus on what humans do best: decision-making, problem-solving, and creativity. And the material for these improvements, it's everywhere. Emails, logs, processes, documents, customers' interactions, all waiting to be connected. We are living through a business gold rush moment. AI and cloud technologies are fundamentally reshaping how enterprises operate and compete. Organizations that innovate and experiment with new digital capabilities are pulling ahead faster than ever before. But the real magic happens when we uncover the value hidden inside what companies already have: their systems, their workflows, their knowledge, and their data. That's where teams like ours at Inwedo come in, to help organizations find, refine, and extract the value and turn it into competitive advantage. Our approach is simple, but powerful. People first, technology second, value always. We start with human needs, pains, and behaviors. We run small, safe experiments and give results quickly. We embed intelligence exactly where it improves work, workflows, decisions, knowledge, and collaboration. And most importantly, we build solutions people actually use. Because even the best AI has zero value unless it's adopted. Every organization is a gold mine, and every organization wants AI today, but not everyone has data foundations for it. If your data is incomplete, inconsistent, or outdated, it's like searching for gold in a bin. But when data is clean, accurate, and timely, it's a treasure chest of insights. Quality beats quantity, and the principle is clear. AI amplifies whatever you feed it. Garbage in meets garbage out, but high-quality data unlocks real competitive advantage. Before diving into AI, invest in strong data foundations. Our first case focuses on environmental planning, an area full of complex, scattered data. The challenge was to unify multiple data sources and accelerate critical decisions. We built a microservices-based AI platform that integrates diverse streams of environmental data, automates analytical workflows, enables predictive insights, at scale. The impact was substantial, fully flexible, scalable, microservices architecture, advanced decision support models, dramatically faster planning cycles. This is a perfect example of how AI can turn complexity into clarity. In this case, a global construction company needed to coordinate experts across countries. The core problem? Project management was slow, manual, and inconsistent. We automated entire workflow, and the results speak for themselves. 78% reduction in product management time, 20,000 annual savings, and 100% workflow digitalization. Retail is fast-paced, and store teams need tools that work instantly. We helped Decathlon implement a robust operational platform that became the go-to tool for store staff. The scale, over 5,000 daily users, and the impact was 30% time saved in diagnosis and troubleshooting. This is a story not only about the optimization, but empowerment, giving people the tools to perform at their best. Ultra-fresh food production is one of the most demanding environments. Short cycles, zero margin for error, intense coordination. Our client needed precise forecasting for 52 weeks of production to meet demand while minimizing waste. We developed a real-time AI analytics platform that improves forecasting, models demand and production, optimizes supply and chain usage. The solution enabled confident 52-week planning and directly supported the client's 20% growth target. That's the power of connected, intelligent data. Okay, so what we can take from these stories? Every company has data gold. You just need the right tools to extract it. Data quality is non-negotiable. Ideas must be validated with real users. Assumptions are dangerous. Digital transformation isn't just tech. It's culture, strategy, and operations. If you are ready to start mining your organization's gold mine, we'd be happy to guide you. Feel free to reach out Olivia Suprun, our new business developer. She is with us today, or me. Let's explore how much gold is hidden in your organization. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for this presentation and for outlining all these golden opportunities to everyone. And now, I would like to welcome to the stage Luba Weissmann, AI and Data Director at Epiroc. So you will share with us thoughts about agentic AI in industrial environment. Applause.
Hello, everybody. So Epiroc. For those who doesn't know, Epiroc is a manufacturing company. We produce big machines for mining underground or surface. And we ship them globally because people need to mine things all over the world. So I really agree with the previous speaker about the transformation and about the need for speed in this and about the importance of digital transformation in general and AI in specifics. So AI is really important capability that will allow us to sustainably grow and provide a better service for our customers. A mission of my organization and in general of AI and data function in Epiroc is to help us to create better processes, better services, and better products for our customers. And we want to achieve it basically by standing on the 4 pillars. First and the very important one is the employee's personal productivity and how they can make their daily work more productive and more efficient with the help of AI. To enable AI-driven growth, so it's a support of sales, support of marketing, and other activities with AI. Efficiency within our operations, like supply chain and others. And of course, all of this will enable a creation of next generation of products and solutions. So Agentic AI, why use Agentic? What is Agentic AI? Well, how is it different from all the other types of AI that we're having? There is a traditional AI, generative AI, Agentic AI, all these things. How do I make sense out of it? So Agentic AI is basically creating small AI functionalities in different places and give them niche tasks that they can deal with. So it helps with a complex landscape of systems. Like, for example, we're a very traditional manufacturing company. So we have systems that are older than me, that are still in production, and it's a bit hard to use them in the traditional AI, so to extract data from them, to integrate them, and to do all of these things. So Agentic AI helps us to do it quicker. It's a quick fix, and sometimes it's a quick and dirty fix, but it is a fix because it allows us to extract value already today instead of creating these big foundational layers first of data warehouses and data foundations. So we can create value already today. We can make processes efficient already today. We can overcome, well, to some extent, systems complexity, and we don't have to change all our ways of working right away. So it will come, of course, but we don't need to do a revolution right away. We can rather stick to evolution, so evolving our current ways of working with modern technology and create value. Yeah, so where do we see the most opportunities within Agentic AI today? These are just those that we identified at first, and this, of course, is not all the list, but this is what's most relevant to us. So, of course, supply chain and all this, all the fashion systems that we want to connect also on global scale, and they are very much vary from continent to continent. That's where Agentic AI can create a quick value and allow us to create better quality data that we can then centrally use. Sales, providing all kinds of agentic support for our sales function that will allow us to give quicker and more precise responses to our customers. Help within R&D, so from personal productivity of our developers with tools like Copilot and others to creating simulations and visualizations of tools. Compliance and legal, I think I saw that there is somebody from Legora who will be presenting today. So things like that is very much helpful to us. And finance, of course, because there is a lot of manual tasks within the finance all the time. So these are the main opportunities we see, but of course there are more out there. Oh, here is my video. How do I...
The Earth's mineral riches are hidden deep beneath the surface. To get to it, digitalization, technology, automation, and AI are all a part of the modern mine. Though no two mines are the same, the entire mining industry finds itself at the crest of profound transformation. The speed of change is higher than ever and will never be as slow again. The advancements you've made have drastically improved safety and data-driven decision-making, allowing you to better manage the hazardous environment in which you operate. In the pursuit of efficient and responsible operations, you have added procedures, systems, sensors, software, and equipment that all generate data. But having access to data is not the same as getting value out of it. Do your systems interconnect? Or are you drowning in siloed data? We all have one thing in common, the potential to enhance our operations and to use what we already have in smarter ways. Whether you want connected insights on your machine, your fleet, or your entire mine, you can accelerate the transformation with the help of Epiroc's digital and automation solutions. You design your technology ecosystem, and we support with groundbreaking intelligence.
So yeah, one of the most important aspects for us at least, and I believe for many enterprises, is the cultural change and AI literacy. So these things are very interconnected because in order to really demonstrate meaningful change with AI in the organization, again, connecting to the previous speaker, we really need to start with the people and we really need to start with ways of working. And we really need to make sure that people understand that AI is not just a threat, but it's also a friend, a help, and a tool that will help them solve the problem. That's what it is, not more than that and not less than that. So it's yet another tool that will help us with these 45 years of working. The better AI literacy in the organization is, the easier it is for people to accept different new tools that we introduce, agentic or not agentic. And we're working quite a lot with this by introducing trainings and different opportunities for people to onboard themselves on different AI capabilities and to make sure that we are all on the same page. So addressing different concerns, but also creating an environment where people can already benefit from the modern technology. It's a journey, it's not a destination, but I think we're on the right path, and I'm really excited for this AI-enabled future and what it will bring to us as a company and as a society. Yeah, so thank you very much. That was all from me, and please reach out.
Thanks. So thank you very much for this. Super interesting. And now, time for Alexander Ekstrand, CEO of Novaro. Welcome. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I thought about doing a presentation, as many of you, but my ADHD, it wasn't possible at all. So I did the same as I did last year. I did a video that showcases our software and all the technicalities about it. But before I dive into that, I want to give you something that I value that cannot be bought, shared, or stolen, which is our story. Why we were founded and why we created what you all are going to see in a few minutes. And it's actually based on a quote. It's, if one is passionate and committed in the noble pursuit of excellence in their chosen field of work, it may be the arts, technology, science, AI, then we strongly believe that you have an ethical duty and a moral obligation to be of service. And based on that, we founded our entire idea because we want to be a solution and never ever contribute to being part of the problem. And many things that we saw in the beginning was that we looked at different industries, which one are adapting AI quickly and which ones are lacking. And we found a pool. We found real estate development, construction, and we found the maritime industry. We took these two and we looked at them. Okay, what do you need and what could you use based on these great pieces of technology that has risen on the horizon? And if you've ever spoken to someone in construction, they don't like changes. They want to do the same thing over and over again. They don't want to use a brand new AI. They want BIM the same way BIM has been for 20 years. So we took a year. We asked everyone, what do you miss? What's the smallest value that we could add with a digital service to improve your sell rate and minimize the risk of issues and errors? And we founded Novaro, and I believe I can just press. There we go. We founded Novaro Studio. And in the beginning, while gathering this amount of data, we did still rendered images, animations, commercials, And we utilized different types of AI tools, but also the more classical CAD and visualization softwares. But AI was growing and growing and growing, and we saw, okay, either we adapt it and become an AI company that uses tools, or we try to do something completely different. And again, trying to brute force AI down the throat of someone in construction was not working for a year. So we thought, well, let's make a program of our own just based on all the issues they tell us. And we continued Novaro. We created a separate company that is called VidarTech, where we placed this new technology. The purpose of Novaro was to keep funding the new company and also giving us the opportunity to speak to people like you. Sadly enough, we were not quick enough to build this technology that you will see in the video. So Novaro actually filed for bankruptcy today, which is a heck of a thing to say, because I haven't bankrupted a company before or placed one strategically into bankruptcy. But it was either that we try to keep both alive or that we kill off the old one and push all our energy and resources into the new one. So Novaro Studio, from today and onwards, will move all of their current and active clients into VidarTech at our expense, which was a much larger sum than I imagined. But this is VidarTech, and again, ADHD, so I have a video. Basically what we did is that we looked at BIM system, BIM softwares, configuration tools. What industries could use digitalization, but in the easiest way and as easy in terms of understanding it as possible. And this is what we ended up with for the construction sector. We started with a plain, at least to our eyes, a plain and simple online configuration tool. So all of this is based on CAD files from the first 3 months of a project, so none of this is built. All the furnitures are lifted in from furniture developers or furniture manufacturers. And the result is this: a software that is accessible on any type of device as long as you have Wi-Fi. No requirement in terms of hardware. Everything runs on Wi-Fi. And we have the things that the construction industry has been asking for every single time we ask them. They want sun simulation tools. And they want a simple way of doing it, and they don't want to pay a large sum of money each time for each change. So if any of you have heard the term real-time visualization, this is that. All of this is real-time. If an architect were to go into their CAD program and it's connected to our tool and they move a wall, it moves real-time on every single device that is logged into the link. The same goes for prices, the same goes for material, and the same goes for furniture. Well, what's the value they gain from this? Well, we announced unofficially Novaro's status about a month ago. We were able to move every single current client we had, and every single client that was going to build something with us during Christmas. And we also signed 4 new clients based on prospects, because they refused us to kill this, which was the best compliment we could ever guess or wish for. But again, value. Well, before you even start construction, the second the architect is done with a plan, you can start to sell this. You can push this out to the potential buyers and showcase the entire property, all the amenities, all the interior design options. And we also have cases where the client has come to us and has asked, well, I want this sofa from IKEA. Well, then we contacted IKEA and we got the sofa and were able to implement it within 2 days. And they were able to not only look at the walls and a still blueprint in 2 dimensions, they could walk through the entire property and build their home, build a place where they want to stay. But then we asked ourselves, what if we scale this up? Oh my, we could really scale it up. Our current cap is 2 million square meters, which is quite large. And okay, it didn't freeze. And we could also utilize different AI tools. Instead of pushing it directly to the client, we could be sort of the membrane between it. So we use Google, we use ChatGPT, we use we use Zapier too. And we were able to connect. So, okay, I want to build a property in this region. Well, I don't only sell the actual property itself, the walls, the roof, I sell the location. Well, how do we showcase the location value to the client early in the process? Well, we upload the entire Google map area. Okay, I want to see how much sun I get. Well, then we make a AI connection that allows us to put trees in the precise location where trees are supposed to be placed. So you could see precisely how the sun falls in each and every apartment in this case. And then we could add filters such as unit search, configuration alternatives to make the sale even more easy. And I'm sort of an engineer, and by sort I meant that I spent one day in school, then I jumped out because they were anti-AI at that period. So I'm not the best at design, which also made us finding lovable so usable for us, or useful. We're not limited to lovable, but the nice thing is that we don't have to force a UI onto the client. We can ask and use Lovable or platforms like Lovable to make a precise replica of the design language of your website, to make all the functionalities, all the buttons, all the connections, all the price calculating processes in the background, which pushes the price compared to previous generation solutions down by a lot. And this was not the only thing that we stepped over trying to develop this. We also realized, actually the same day we went out regarding Novaro, Amazon called us, because if anyone has built an AI tool, they run on GPU servers. It's the same thing with this. We need a really strong GPU to be able to run this real time. And we didn't have a middleware, and we started to create our own. We placed it a bit on a shelf and utilized the existing ones that Amazon offered us, but the prices were really, really high and unscalable. And the same day we went out with the Novaro information, Amazon called us and asked us what we had built, because the usage was so efficient that they had an issue billing us at all. And we were caught by surprise, so we went into the system and we saw that our tech in our middleware was running at 5% of the cost compared to the closest competitor. And that's a huge advantage, because now it's feasible to scale this up and also scale it across industries. Remember I said that we did this for the real estate in the beginning and maritime. We have now started to do this for furniture, for machines, for machine tools, for machine parts, because the cost per minute per user is at $0.0002, which is nothing. Even if you scale it up by a lot, it's still nothing compared to what it was before. And that's the solution we've landed in today. We serve, as I said, a lot of different industries. We're proud of the software. We've made it as scalable as humanly possible. You can connect any type of AI that's globally used, sort as ChatGPT and the counterparts. You could also go in yourself and make your own automation. For example, my engineer works in X CAD program. I want it to work. Well, the system will go into that software, pull out all the information it needs, and then replicate it. And this is our future vision and version of how you will buy an apartment, a boat, or anything except a car, because those guys are
still decades ahead of anyone else. Yeah, so hopefully this will be in production large scale after Christmas. We have around a 45-ish amount of clients that are big, so you will nevertheless see this at least once next year. But yeah, that's our story. And by the death of Novaro, we still got a new little kid that we can take care of. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexander, for that. And now I would like to welcome to the stage Hanna Karppi. There you are. And you are head of Digital Inclusion Nordics, and you're going to share with us how the digital experiences can make our lives better and work better as well. So the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm not actually going to show any solutions, but maybe talk a little bit about that how these different digital experiences should help us and why they always don't, and how can we make sure that they maybe would. So this is a short presentation, but very happy to talk more about this topic later. First, as you probably know from my weird last name, I'm not originally Swedish. I'm from the happiest country in the world. So Finland, lived here 13 years. And I just wanted to say I have a special connection to Poland as well. So I have had the honor to work a lot with Polish people during my career. I have also a lot of Polish friends, Warsaw being one of my absolute favorite cities. And since I know that Polish people have these wonderful shortened names normally, my colleagues in my previous company, Skanska, actually gave me a Polish name. So one time we had a conference and I came back from Fika, and then I was suddenly, instead of Hanna Karppi, I was Hanka Karpovic. So you can also call me Hanya or Hanka if you prefer that. So I was extra happy to be here today. So if we then talk about the digital experiences, everything is digital today, and it's about 20 different tools we use on a daily basis. About 11 at work and then about 9 on our spare time. I actually counted that I use about 15 at work, and I'm sure I use more than 9 on my spare time. And if you have very complex role in a company, you might use over 25 different applications or tools. So that is a lot to take in. And if we think of the amount of work tools only, it has almost doubled in 10 years. So 2015, we used about 6 applications, and now it is up to 11. So the speed has been quick, and there's more and more tools all the time. But it will be interesting to see if this will continue, if we will get more tools, or will the tools be more consolidated, and do we use AI, for example, to cover some of the tools? But at the moment, we have quite a lot to take in. And it actually is safe to say that technology moves faster than people. And that is, of course, great that we have innovation and new technology that can help us. But at the same time, it can be quite difficult for us because we're just humans. There are many, many different challenges, but I came up with these 3 ones here. First, adoption. It's hard to learn new things, keep up with the new technology all the time. It can be overwhelming. Then we have the ethical and security concerns. Ethics, for example, when it comes to use of AI, we have to be really aware of all the security threats, and we also need to know better and better all the time what is true and what is not true. And then, of course, there's the digital overload and also the information overload. There's a lot of data related to digital, so we might feel overwhelmed and stressed about it. We can do something for it, I think. First of all, I'm happy to see, by the way, today everyone has had really nice presentations where the humans are actually in the center. But to make sure of it, and to make sure that we can use the digital tools, it's really important to put time and effort in research, to getting to know your users, your employees, the ones who will use the digital tools. If the applications are designed human-centrically, they will be automatically easier to use, and then they might be even enjoyable to use. But I would say, from my own background, I worked a lot with change management and actually in construction where people don't want to change. It's also a very good knowledge to have for change management when you know what your users, what kind of issues do they have. Then a topic that I get to work with on a daily basis, this is highly important to me, designing for everyone. So we should acknowledge that we have about 24% of European population that it has some kind of disability. This means also special needs when it comes to digital tools often. I checked in Poland, the official number is about 10%, but I guess that it is higher because not all types of disabilities are maybe registered. But this group needs maybe a little bit different things than many of us. And we should make sure that we actually design the different tools and applications and websites for everyone. This is a big group also if you think of consuming. This group has a lot of consumer power. So if you have e-commerce companies, for example, it is quite alarming if you have applications that are not accessible. EU is getting better with this, with new legislation. We just got European Accessibility Act in June. And now actually companies working in critical industries, they might be fined if they don't have accessible systems and tools. And if we do this, if we design for everyone, we actually benefit, everyone benefits from it. I don't know if there's someone here who is getting younger. If so, please send me a message. I mean, all of us will have some kind of accessibility needs, at least when we age. We might also have temporary accessibility disabilities, for example, a broken arm. And then if you look at these examples of different functionality that we think that we all might use quite a lot, they were designed actually to help people with disabilities. I at least have to admit that I'm using the larger text sometimes when I'm over 40, and I really like to watch videos with captions so I don't disturb people around me. Then 2 more things we can do. The other one is lifelong learning. We saw this as well, that we have first the school and then we have to learn constantly more and more things at work. So the employers have to invest more money in training and educating their people. But we also need to stay curious ourselves and kind of have an open mind, being interested in new technology and development. So this is super important. And last one, which I think is actually the most important. we heard about this as well, but having a purpose. I'm sometimes quite bothered when I see companies saying we are AI first and we have implemented this and that, but there's no reasoning behind it. There's maybe no specific goals or not even good KPIs. So I think that you always should solve some kind of challenge or issue or make someone's life or work life better with the tool. So thinking about implementing something, what kind of business process can we improve, or how can I exercise better in my private life or communicate better? So I think this, if you have purpose and strategy and goals clear, everything will be much easier to take in and also to implement. And then that was it. I was trying to stick into the 12 minutes. So if you have any opinions or if you disagree or agree or want to talk more, I'm happy to have a meeting or a chat or just connect in LinkedIn afterwards. And I will be also in the reception at Nexer where I work at later, and also here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So that was Hanna Karppi, aka Hanka Karpowicz. That was brilliant, like it. So now we will move to the panel discussion part after these presentations that I'm sure that gave a lot of food for thought. So we make like a 5 up to 10 minutes break where we'll set the panel here on the stage, and the panel will be divided in 2 stages. So first there will be first group. They will answer a lot of tricky questions, and then when they are exhausted, we will welcome the second group that will answer even more tricky questions. So now a brief break, and then we reunite after 5-10 minutes. Thank you. Welcome back, and now we start the first part of the panel discussion. We have 4 illustrious panelists here with us. Here they are. So the way it goes, each panelist will have a chance to present himself, and then each of them will share with us own take when it comes to the panel discussion topic, which is technological advancements, navigating the incredible and the unknown. I think it's incredible, unknown, we can come up with many interesting adjectives. And then we welcome everyone to ask questions. We also welcome panelists to ask questions between themselves. And then we'll wrap this up and move to the second part of the discussion. So maybe if we start with Mikael, and here's the microphone. So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. It's so excited to be here, and I'm really sorry to drag you in back here again, because this is one of the most important why we're here, to meet people. And that's also why I try to come here as often as I can, to really meet new people. And I always meet a lot of great new people, and I always learn a lot about new technology and new things. So, right, about me, very shortly, I am a consultant and I work with sales development. So I'm working a lot with tech companies, trying to help them with cross-border. I'm working today for the Swedish state, I'm working today for the German state, and I also work to implement AI. So it's very excited, and yeah, great to be here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Roxanne Haravi, and I am CCO at Ekiro, and Ekiro is a financial technical company that helps unlisted businesses to bring more clarity for share ledgers and investors. And I'm very happy to be here and share this knowledge with you. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all. My name is Bartosz Pastuszka. I am CEO and founder at Navirisk and also a partner of his Shield. From my story, I sold company to the Pinkerton and Securitas and be also a part of development of this company in the new technology and crisis management solutions. Generally, I have more than 20 years experience in the corporate security, cyber security, investigation, crisis management.
Hello, everyone. My name is Małgorzata Gosia-Zielińska. I work at Kubo. At Kubo, we are a recruitment and consultancy company that started in Poland, but now we also have an office in Sweden, in Gothenburg, and also now we're building an office in Italy. What we do is basically we support our clients with finding the new employee or the new consultant. And technology is at the core of what we do. I hope we will have a chance to talk a bit about this. We work also a lot with the security for our clients to make sure that they're meeting the actual candidate. So thank you so much for the invitation.
You're more than welcome. So who's going to start? Technological advancements, navigating what is incredible, what is unknown. Mikael?
Yes, so what's the question, or what's the...
So, how would you navigate something that is incredible, that is unknown? That is fascinating, yet still unknown.
Yeah, of course, and it's also moving very, very fast. So it's not, we can't just stand there on the side and waiting for it. I think, you know, the quick answer to that is that, okay, we can talk all the day about how the temperature in the water. Is it cold, is it warm, is it nice, or, you know, should we go in? You know, at some point of time, we just need to dip the toe in the water and start testing. And I think that's also what I see when I'm working a lot with AI implementation. It's very easy to build the first LLMs and implement the first things, but you know, then you spend hours and hours and days and weeks to test them and try to implement them. So yeah, we just can't wait. We just need to get started.
I think when it comes to a feature and the moments that we are in right now with AI is that we should see it as a blessing, not as a threat, because AI is helping us to elevate our potential, even if, of course, there are challenges when it comes to ethical and securities, but still, it is a great elevation for our potential. And what we thought we could do, or we did for example, in development for technical solutions. Maybe it took months or years, but I really see it in my everyday working day that we can do solutions in hours or in weeks, something that it could take maybe in years. So that is really, really helping human being. And what we should know that businesses and trust and relationship, partnership will still take people and human to human to take the last decisions. But just taking advantage of what AI and these solutions of technology and digitalization can make for us, that should be a blessing. So that is my opinion.
Generally, we are living in the cybernetic world. That digitalization is, we can say, natural element of our life. And of course, there is a lot of advantages. But from my perspective, I am always looking on this side of the world of unknown. Because, you know, still we believe that, of course, we use it for the growing, for the development, for the how improve our life. But this tool also give us a lot of threats. And we not focus because we are extremely optimistic, which is exactly good. But also we can say we see that our world is not very ethical at the moment. We have a very difficult geopolitical situation. We have, we can say, war in Ukraine. We have also a lot of conflicts in Gaza and other parts of the world. And we can say bad players are, we can say, are not only typical criminals, which are, for example, 10 years ago, they stole, we can say, something from our property or from our company, truck with our goods. But at the moment, there is a group of, we can say, hackers and cybercrime guys, which have the same, we can say, access to the technology, and they have a perfect way to steal our data, information, access to our, we can say, private life. And we have also focused on this side because, you know, the world is not, we can say, ethical, as we say, as we expect sometimes. As we are ethical, this not means that the other peoples are also ethical and they will not implement to our cyber life. So this is, we can say, I will give you an example. You know, we are talking a lot of AI. AI at the moment, I will be a little controversial, it's an easy tool at the moment from the frame. We put enormous data, we can analyze this data and teach using some kind of algorithm, and we receive sometimes more sophisticated, sometimes less sophisticated results. But generally, we don't have access for the typical artificial intelligence because all tools which are provided are, we can say, in the frame, are controlled. So I will, put a little to be a controversial and put. I think that a lot of us see a movie Terminator, where we can say machines get to the full access and they try to control. I talk with a couple scientists, which they have access to work with the artificial intelligence typical engines, and it will be extremely difficult to control systems which will be typically open and typically artificial intelligence, because these systems is collecting enormous data, also from the darknet for any others, we can say, sources, and we cannot, we can say, predict what kind of data and what kind of ethical code they will use on the end. So there is a real also discussion if the artificial intelligence will be in a frame provided by the human life or humans, if the humans will be not enemy for them, because the human can block existing of artificial intelligence, and they also, we can say, switch off artificial intelligence and stops to providing some results, because the philosophy of the artificial intelligence is providing results all the time. So, let's think about this, and I think sometimes on the end about the advantages, we have to also consider the bad sides and something which is unknown about these systems.
Yes, I think I'll join, both seeing AI as a blessing and as a threat. And in recruitment, we see a lot of changes because we see what's happening on the job market. We see what's happening in the IT world. I mean, we are also an IT consultancy. We see what our clients are doing. But we also see how the candidates are sometimes trying to cheat the system, with chatbots, with using AI tools, or with deep fakes, with creating artificial and fake profiles. So we see both sides. I think the very good side that we see is that we managed to sort of outsource the most boring part of our work, or the text-based part of our work. So writing job ads has never been easier than it is now. Writing summaries of our notes, writing recommendations, that's something easy, much easier now, so we can spend more time on actually talking to the humans. Moreover, we use, for example, Perplexity AI Enterprise Edition, which is probably the least hallucinating one. We use it for research, market research, and also business intelligence, and it shows you all the sources, so you can check easily, all the sources if you're in doubt. We've used a lot of AI automation to make our work easier. But we have also decided not to use AI in some areas. And here mainly because of the ethical reasons. I think we owe it to the candidates who share their CVs, who entrust us with their careers, that they meet the actual human and they are not rejected by an AI, and they don't need to talk to a video bot to ask them questions. We owe it also to our clients that they actually meet the right candidate. We aim to be the trusted advisors for our clients. And just to give you an example, we have tested an AI system that can screen the CVs and can show you how much of a match there is, right? A candidate can be 95% match. Then you can use a video bot to interview the candidate, and you can send that candidate to a client. But would that be a real person? That's another question. What we're seeing increasingly, especially this year in Europe, is a lot of deep fake profiles. So candidates who are not who they say they are. There has been an investigation by BBC and previously by FBI that sort of tracks this to the North Korean regime. So even though we are a small recruitment company, we're still somewhere at the front line of a hybrid war. The money that those people earn go to the hostile regime. And also those people can be trusted to have access to the system and the data. So we make sure we navigate this uncertain world in a way that also creates security. And we need to learn very fast. I mean, every week we're seeing something new, every week we're surprised by the candidates, and we really use a lot of agile thinking, problem solving, and adaptivity, or adapting to the changes. So we can actually navigate through a world that is becoming a bit scary, but also very interesting and brings also positive changes.
I have a question. I mean, supposedly, to everyone, I mean, you can think about this. Supposedly, technology is making things easier. I would like you to reflect on what does it mean, making things easier? Does it mean that you save a lot of time? Or does it mean something else? And if it means saving a lot of time, what do you do with your spare time?
I would answer that by all respect for this kind of challenges that, of course, we shouldn't be naive to think that, okay, everything will be optimistic and positive. Acceleration of the forces that AI can help us with positive solutions. Of course, parallel, we are going to work with the security. I mean, ethical threats have always been there in the history in all countries, both global and local. So that is something that we also can have help of AI. That being said, in theory, maybe we think that, okay, this will solve out, but in the reality, we don't know what it happened. But complex challenges that we have today, and many in many businesses, it doesn't matter what kind of challenges are. I think AI can help us to solve those much better than we think now. We will have solutions that we don't believe that it will be beyond our imagination. And of course, the ethical part and the threats will also be there. But the lighter forces will be also getting help from AI, not only the dark forces. So that is my answer to your question.
But how does it make your already now your life or your work life easier? If you, can you give me an example of what from a day to day?
For example, in my daily work, I think it gives me more insight about. I work as a business developer, and my magic as a human being is that I love to work with people and finding the right prospects and seeing opportunities that maybe not other minds would see it, and I will see it maybe earlier. So AI helps me with that, my own power to strengthen it, and I can find opportunities earlier, and that will save me time. And also in our development team, we have recognized that it can help to release some confusion and some complexity much faster. So when you are a creative person, as many technical people are, it helps them to see other perspectives as well. So that is how we use AI in our work.
Yeah, I would start to say that might be a little bit of an illusion, because, and that's also when I speak to my customers, quite often they start by saying that they want to save time, and they are thinking that what we saw in one of the first presentations was the car here, and you can see the horses in front of the cars. That customers and people I'm talking to, they want to do exactly the same thing, but they want to do it with less time and effort and so on. And so they ask, can we do it with AI? Yes, okay. So we implement AI. It happened that then we need some extra security, as said, and then we need to upgrade some other systems, and then we are more busy than we was before. I think we should think about it in a different way. I think it's not just about saving time. It's more about, building and getting us to a new level.
So it creates more work, actually.
Sometimes
is that what you say?
That's
we have technology.
Yes, it can create more work, but it also takes it to a new level, and that's something, a new experience, and maybe that's where you have your free spare time.
a new level of busyness, perhaps.
Could be.
So I have I've heard the word controversial, and I like it because it's almost 3 p.m. So we need a bit of a controversy, otherwise we'll all fall asleep. I really liked what you raised, both you, Bartosz and Małgorzata. I mean, a bit of a dark side of AI, namely that there are challenges as well. So deepfake, nasty guys using AI. What would be your tip or advice? What we as people running companies, what should we think about? How can we think about avoiding these issues or mitigating our exposure to such issues? Do you have any, like a piece of advice that we could take home with us?
Short comments to the previous questions. I will show you, we can say, how it works sometimes, because, for example, small city in Poland, very, we can say, critical infrastructure, so freshwater provider. They operate with the SCADA systems. They have to integrate a lot of systems at the moment. Of course, the budget is limited, this municipal company. And for example, they change invoicing system, so they not send a letter to the clients because everything goes automatically by emails. And now they need to improve a NIS2 implementation. They need to hire somebody from the cybersecurity to protect SCADA with some kind of new implementation of the Polish law. For example, they operate on the Windows 10, which was close support of them, so they need to invest also for the systems. They pay a lot for the IT department to them, and they calculate that sending this email at the moment, if they compare a cost also of the training of the all staffs for this digitalization, is higher to send this letter in the previous. So sometimes we are going with some gaps. We are using some systems to implement them, but we can say it should be, we can say, easier to us, smoother, and sometimes, and of course cheaper, but sometimes it's not working because we can say for the small companies it's extremely difficult to adopt these systems and secure this system, especially now if they are, we can say, implement to the critical infrastructure. And of course, I will tell you also that in Poland, sabotage and cyber attacks are common. We are on the, we can say, #1 in the Europe with some cyber attacks from the many spheres, because I'm not wondering about the typical, we can say, phishing or scams. I'm wondering typically if there is combination, very precise attack with the socio-technical attack and going deeper to the systems. Because, we believe, of course, that we can say and invest a lot for the critical infrastructure as energy sector, as telecommunication or financial sectors. But we can say, our daily freshwater provider, or we can say, or grey water, we can say, recycling company. This is sometimes which we use all the time. So we have to also consider how the security is working and how this, we can say, digitalization is, we can say, calculated for the cost. Because sometimes if we want to protect it and we want to, implement a lot of systems with not support of the, we can say, for example, Windows 10s, which is very good for this kind of size company, but they cannot, we can say, up to date it. So sometimes we are going very fast and think that everything is, we can say, advantages, but sometimes on the end it's not working in some kind of industry or on some kind of size of the companies.
So maybe it is just an illusion, if you will, to think that with technology we save time and money. Maybe it's the other way around. We just do things differently. We spend more time, we spend more money, but with technology. It reminds me of what Sir Humphrey said in this wonderful British satire from the early 80s, when Sir Humphrey was a civil servant and he wants to, at any way he can, he wants to stop the minister from cutting costs and reducing staff. And then he explains to the minister, if we are going to cut costs, we need to employ more people to handle cutting the costs. So there is no point in us trying to cut costs. Maybe it's the same with technology.
No, we have to be logical on the end. We can say not everything is working for some kind of, and we have to size. For example, we talk a lot of artificial intelligence. We are now, and of course, it's speed up the we can say processes. People get double checks results, but we can say nobody is thinking how it looks for the espionage aspect and data linkage. We are overloaded at the moment because we can say our IT guys, we can say get a lot of information which can be extremely useful for the competition, because the people put for the ChatGPT a lot of information, sometimes very sensitive from the company. And if you use some kind of very tricky algorithms, you can get this information from the AI. And you can, of course, go to them and tell information about your budget, about your strategy of the marketing are in the systems. But if we can say bad players, they want to sell to the competition, to the, we can say, destroy position of the company, make sabotage because they they are working for the Secret Service to Russia or to the Korea. Easy tool. So sometimes, of course, it speed up our process, but we have to consider that this data is crucial.
So,
sorry, maybe if I could also answer the three questions, because there were three and they were all interesting. When it comes to the threats, I think the most important thing is to be aware of them, and then use the critical thinking that Fredrik mentioned is the inherently human competence. And really, by critical thinking, you can see what's wrong. Like for us, finding out why are we having those candidates, how can we navigate, how can we recognize them. And we designed new application systems to make sure we spot this early on. So critical thinking is important. When it comes to the saving time, we save a lot of time actually on even writing a job ad. It used to take more than an hour and thinking about what could be the responsibilities. Now AI helps you with that a lot. We save time, and then we have more time to talk to humans. And we are a recruitment company. We care about people. We are genuinely interested in them, and we really want to talk to people. So now we have more time to do that, and we don't want to outsource that. We think it's actually fun to talk to people. So why should we outsource something that we like doing? So we outsource the parts that can be outsourced. We keep the parts that shouldn't be outsourced. And we have also recognized that some tasks take more time if you have AI, then they save you time. For example, we got to test this AI screening tool that would look at all the CVs and say which one is the best match. But if you're ethically really thinking about, you need to have the human oversight, then you need to do the double work. You have the AI summary, and you have to have a human who both reads the summary and the CV. So now instead of reading a CV, which is a quick thing, you need to read also the AI summary and compare. So it's taking more time. So that's why I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just trusting my own skills and not using AI here.
So that sort of begs the question. I mean, you save time and then you do something else instead. So you are not, instead of working more, you're not hunting foxes or writing poems. No. So you're.
I am writing poems, but not hunting foxes.
They're foxes. So you still work. So you replace one piece of work with another piece of work. That's what you're saying. Okay.
So any questions from the audience?
Are we ready, we humans, on this position we are right now, to get the conclusion from the discussion between artificial intelligence, because they are already trying to communicate between them upon our heads. And this is something which we should to be aware of, and probably when we have this extra time to take it easy, probably we can try to think about how to manage the dialogue between different kind of bots, or I'm sorry, Swedish, or another kind of artificial intelligence. So this is something we have to meet the problem about, because it's quite dangerous. I hope not, but it is. Thank you.
I think, of course, your idea is very, many people are thinking about it, but it's something that is there right now, so we cannot stop it. And if they become like a threat, a really dangerous threat, then, I mean, it's just electricity. We have still control. I mean, we human, we can take out, so they cannot communicate to each other if we can, like Corona and COVID. So we collaborated globally. And it's when you give the artificial intelligence an idea, so the time between the idea and execution will be very short, much shorter than you should do, or together with other human beings have that capability to do it. So it's of course we become more productive in very positive ways. But of course there are also dangerous people who are using the AI, and also that idea that you have that AI robots maybe become against us. So that's why I always am very nice when I'm writing to ChatGPT. And in case it will become our enemy, so I think, okay, maybe it knows that I was nice to it and said, hello, how are you today? But that was something I thought, okay, electricity, we can just cut it. Then they don't have any electricity to give it to each other, for example. So I think we humans can also find out how to sort out that challenge again.
Yes, and just to comment on that, I think, you know, everything is not changing that fast. A lot of things are changing very, very fast, but not everything. And last week I was speaking to CEO in Jönköping, down south in Sweden, and we were talking about AI, and he was very excited about implementing AI. But when we talk about the sales processes specific, he told me that he has been at this company for 1 year. And when he started, he wanted to implement all these new tools and all these new processes, and all the salespeople should be online and, you know, having Zoom, and they should be on LinkedIn and so on. But there was one guy, he said, no, this is not for me. I'm analog, you know, I do my work. And he thought, I need to fire that guy, you know, get rid of him as fast as possible. 1 year later, who was selling best? It was this analog guy. Why? Because he called his customers, he took his car, visiting people, he built real relationships. So, you know, everything. And I think that's going to happen. This guy is going to be the winner tomorrow as well. It's not just about digital and AI. And although I'm a big AI fan, don't misunderstand. But, you know, certain things, and we're still going to be humans tomorrow as well.
So, on that positive note, we would like to thank the current panel members. So, bravo. And now we would like to welcome our second group of panelists to the stage, namely Patrik Danielsson, Tomasz Rysiak, Andreas Alin, and Cyprian Matykiewicz. The floor is yours, and if I may suggest, Patrik, why don't we start with you? Welcome to...
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here. My name is Patrik, and I'm a co-founder of Weissmann. Our ambition is to take AI to small trade companies. So like the plumber and the electrician and the engineer and the carpenter, you know, that is struggling daily with too little time, you know, sitting in the evenings doing quotes and, having their kids saying, you know, can we play football? But dad is so stressed or mom is so stressed because they need to take care of the business, you know. And it's always been a passion of mine. You know, I've been building a lot of companies, but quite a few companies. And it's always been, time has always been, you know, a struggle. So So by doing that, we've been spending half a year being very close with these types of companies and trying to understand what they need, to do a better business. And from that, we've been building now the embryo to what we believe is a new Legora or something like that. You can always, they've done a great job, but we're working hard and we're getting. And it could be, for example, sorry, I'm taking some time here, but it could be, for example, using voice control to summarize meetings they have with the customers. So when you're standing there planning something with the customer, my son takes care of the transcripting. He also understands the business, the pricing, all the material, and then it combines a quote in a couple of minutes that they can send to the customer. So rather than, cutting away hours, just in the sitting meeting. Or it could be native solutions that bring their communication to one point of contact rather than having SMSs and emails and phone calls, etc. And a lot around that. So we're combining kind of a native telecom or not creating new types of contacts for their customers, but basically just using what they have and trying to make it a little bit better. That's the whole idea. Sorry, thank you.
Hello, my name is Andreas, COO and co-founder of Mappi. We are a learning platform for computational subjects. So we, for math, physics, chemistry, we integrate course materials from publishers and create interactive courses with them with the best AI tools for students in grade 7 to 12. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Tomasz Rysiak. I'm a lawyer at Just Law, which, well, as the name suggests, it's a law firm, which mainly works for new tech companies. I represent also Grants Capital, which is a consultancy company that helps companies to finance their innovative projects through public grants. Thank you.
Thanks, Tomasz. Hello, everyone. I'm Cyprian Matykiewicz, and I'm a client partner at Future Processing, the company that delivers technology services starting from IT consulting till delivery. I've been at the company almost 10 years now in the role of client partner, which means that I help my clients navigate through the incredible and I know world of technology. And today I'll be able to offer you a perspective of a person that hears the market. Because what I do is that I hear the market, I hear businesses that want to introduce technology and recently AI into their operation. So this is going to be the take that I will be able to give you this evening.
So if I may then ask the same question to this panel about what does technology actually do for us in terms of making it easier, saving time. My little thought about that technology may not at all save time or may not at all save money, but it just makes our life different and our work different. So there is ultimately not, as Jakob referred to, more time to write poems and hunting foxes at all. We just work more and we spend more time working and we spend more money. So all technology does is making things in a different way. Is there some truth to that?
Okay, I'll be starting that. Yes, it is. And when I had the discussion that we have just had before, I thought that it might be valuable that every company thinks of their own AI policy. Because if you save some time, there is the time that was saved, with which it is worth doing something valuable. And saving time for the saving sake is something that might not bring the best result. And if we're talking about technology at its best, let's work out the best solution. So what, for instance, Future Processing did for itself is that we have our own AI policy. And in each department that uses any AI tool, we think of saving the time. And I can give you an example of how AI saves my time as a sales partner, as a person that works with clients with new potential opportunities. Our sales operation team, which is led, by the way, by Ekstrand, who's here today with us, the team works on introducing AI agents that, for instance, do research jobs for me or agreement analysis for me, which means that I have more time to do either better conclusions with the research that I have, because time is limited. If I had less time, then my conclusions would most likely be of less value than in the case that I have more time. Or I can just do more clients, which means that I can generate more opportunities and as a consequence, bring more business. So this is something that is worth considering, that if a company has an AI policy and if they knew what is the purpose of saving time, then they can think of what we can do with the saved time in order to have like a positive feedback. Not only have we saved, but also we have generated more with the time that we saved.
I believe that technology has always been a big discussion about. We've had that for so many years, and long before AI, that is taking over, it's changing companies, etc. It's part of the world that we live in. Everything is changing all the time, and I think everything is about context, or a lot is about context and how we use it, how we use technology. It could be a time thief if we do it wrong, but it can also give us a massive benefits. And I think also that's why I've been advising big corp. I've been on that kind of side, but I love to be with the small guy and woman. I love to be that kind of like see how the amazing things that to give us as the small people superpowers that were only given to the big companies before. That they can only access today. A small company can go in and compete in a totally different way that they've never been able to do before. So I think there's a lot about value. I think it's a lot about context, as I said, and how we use it. And if we use technology in a bad way, it can take longer time. But so I think also how we look at it and how it becomes part of our everyday.
Yeah. Thank you, and I agree. So I thought about this topic the last couple of days, and I came back to the possibility to democratize software, creating software. It has come to that point that in some ways we have done that, and it's much easier for new companies to compete in that field, in creating software, SaaS services. But at the same time as we enable that for more people, there's more competition. And not only competition, it's also slope, AI slope. We just crossed the point, or actually a couple of months ago, where 50% of the content on the internet is AI generated. So people also get tired of this kind of, okay, there's AI solution to this, there's AI solution to that. So you really have to have your unique value proposition as a software development company, especially like in SaaS, because it's widely used and a lot of new companies in that field. With that said, also from a company perspective, like if you're a bigger company, you should really consider like thinking of what processes you can develop yourself. Like you said, like a policy, having your internal one, because I mean, we are a very small SaaS company, and we are already developing our own internal tools. For example, a CRM system, and that is a perfect example of how we want to save time. because that is a repetitive task that doesn't involve talking to our clients, and that we make more time of.
Yeah. And then you can talk to your clients instead.
Yes, and that's much more valuable.
Yeah, from the perspective of the legal profession, yeah, this is something that was covered to some extent by Marcus, and we are active users of Legora. And yeah, it really saves time and obviously money for us and for our clients. We actually use AI of Legora and other products to draft agreements, translate agreements, to propose specific clauses and so on and so on. And this all like repetitive work that will be done by junior lawyers or sometimes senior lawyers who need to, let's say, review the document is now done by AI, obviously with some kind of supervision of more senior lawyers, but still it could be to some extent automated. And just like a real life example, even last week I was working on some kind of share purchase agreement. The client asked me to add some kind of clause with some mechanism of price adjustment, but just gave me, let's say, general idea how it should work. And well, it would probably take me some couple of hours to come back with some kind of clause, formula, and so on. So I decided to ask AI, and within like 10 minutes I had a ready clause with mathematical formula, with real, let's say, numbers, with examples. And yeah, it was like 10 minutes instead of a couple of hours.
So, questions from the audience. There we go.
Hello, it's Natalia Camilotto from Volvo Group. I have a question. We all notice the threats connected to artificial intelligence. And my company, most valuable asset is the data. And it's a know-how. And I would say it's also intellectual property rights. Do we have enough tools to protect that?
Okay, from the legal perspective, well, that's why we use Legora, because it is, let's say, closed environment. So it's not like chat that it can be trained for the entire public. Legora is like allowed by the Polish bar to be used without, let's say, confidentiality threats.
Thanks. I mentioned this AI policy in terms of time, but it's also important in terms of compliance. So what we did, since still mentioning our experience, to give you some idea of perspective, we deal with 70 large corporations at a time. The company has 850 people. This is a scale, let's say, of the potential AI users within our company, and with the amount of data with which we're dealing. So much smaller than your business, but I can share the compliance strategy that our company invented for us. The company and the sales operations team and our legal team, they juxtapose each AI tool that is available at our company for use, and mentioned in which cases you can use that. Which means that if we have some kind of an advanced license for, let's say, Microsoft Copilot, then we can use it in A context. If we use Perplexity AI, we can use this in B context, because there is different level of compliance that it has with the data with which we are dealing on a daily basis. And this helps, because if this knowledge is distributed amongst every employee within a company, then they know what they can do, and it reduces the risk of sharing data, breaking NDAs, or sharing data, internal data that are not intended for the public unintentionally. This is one thing, if this strategy exists. And the second thing is this execution part of this strategy. If there is a compliance culture within a company, it helps a lot. And we have regular knowledge sharings in terms of what we should do with compliance. This is updated because the tools are are being enhanced every day. So we also need to follow with this. And this is something that we need to adhere to in order to stay compliant, but also to feel confident in what we are using. Because the strategy is something that takes the burden of thinking every time what I can do with the data. Because this has already been well thought out by the people who have the right skill set, and they just give us the right recommendations, and thus we feel safe.
Very good question. And here I think that is a perfect example of a system that could be useful to outsource, to be sure your data is in the right hands, because that's a complex task. Like having your own policies within the company. So holding, like if you're using LLMs in your company, inform the employees that we have zero data retention policy. Talk openly about it, but keep it in a light way maybe, because not very many people like compliance. It's not that fun. And yeah, take use of those systems that that help you with this. There are quite a few. And if you let data out of your company, let's say into a third party, then hold them accountable for where they store that data.
Thank you very much, everyone. I guess we've been talking about the unknowns, and one other thing that comes to mind is this American politician, Donald Rumsfeld, who once talked about the known unknowns and the unknown unknowns. And I guess we have both of those categories available here, both the known unknowns and the unknown unknowns. And we'll see what the future brings. And would like to thank the panel with a big hand. And with that, I would like to give the floor to Jacek for some concluding remarks.
Thank you very much. So, thank you guys for the splendid moderation of this event today. Thank you very much. Big applause. Okay, I would like to also thank Hans Jakob Bonnier for the opening remarks today. Thank you very much. Big thanks, of course, to Jurek Rawowski for organizing this event again. So great. Big thanks to Jesper Regua, who helps us, send out the information about this event, so you know about that. Thanks to Jesper also. Thank you very much. Thanks to Matt Vara for taking care of the technical aspects of today's event. And big thanks to Dana Rogoza, who prepared the lovely cakes. And is there anything left? Yes, there is some, so good for that. Thank you. Yeah, this was very interesting what happened today, actually. AI, is it going to take our job? Is it going to replace us or not? What it's going to give to us? Whether it's going to be, generating more than 50% of the content on the internet, and whether it's going to be a valuable content or just a fast food for brain, which is mostly really is. That's a big question. But I always believe that, when AI will automate everything and we will have no worries about, what we need to do, etc. We can probably look more inwards and focus how we can develop ourselves. Maybe that's going to be a better life. Let's hope for that, Maybe it's not going to be the Terminator vision that, is one of the options, unfortunately. All right. In order to close that, I would like you to, Mats, could you show that? Yeah, I would like you already invite you to our next event that is going to be in January. And this one is going to be about the business services, and it's going to be in collaboration with Progressio from Poland. So Wiktor Doktor will join us here in Stockholm, and I already invite you to join us here. Okay? And yeah, you can clap, you know, if that's... Thank you very much for today. This is it for the online participants, but all of you who are here, you are most welcome to continue the talks and mingle. Thank you very much for today.